Welcome to this lecture series in Chemical Reaction Engineering 1. Today we will see irreversible reactions in series. So here we consider unimolecular type first order reaction. A gives R and then R gives S. So these are consecutive reactions. Rate constants are K1 and K2. So rate equation for each of the species we can write. So here if I write minus RA, rate of disappearance of A, minus dCA by dt is equal to K1CA. If I want to write it in the just conventionally in the form of dCA by dt, so minus sign I have taken on this side. So dCA by dt with plus sign is minus K1CA. A is consumed, so A will never be formed, but as a convention I have just changed the sides. Sign change is there. So dCA by dt is equal to minus K1CA, and first order, both reactions are first order. Then rate of formation of R, if I write, R is formed by this reaction K1CA, and R giving S means R is disappearing by this reaction. So we are writing formation. So formation plus sign and disappearance minus sign. So minus K2CR. And I can also write rate of formation of S dCS by dt, and that is same as K2CR. Okay. So this first one dCA by dt, if I change the variables sides to solve this differential equation, dCA by CA is equal to minus K1T. So dCA by CA, integral CA0 to CA, we get ln of CA by CA0, and that is equal to minus K1T. This CA by CA0 can be written as e raised to minus K1T here, and expression for CA as a function of time we get as CA is equal to CA0 into e raised to minus K1T. Now we have rate of formation of R dCr by dt K1CA minus K2CR. So this can be written as dCr by dt, this I am taking on this side, so plus K2CR is equal to K1CA, and for CA we can substitute CA0 into e raised to minus K1T. So this is first order differential equation. It is linear, and this is of the form dy by dx plus py is equal to q. So here y is equal to CR, P is K2, and right hand side this K1CA0 is e raised to minus K1T is this value of Q. So solution of this differential equation is y into e raised to integral P dx, and that is equal to integral of Q into e raised to integral P dx plus constant. So we can write the solution. Y, integrating factor e raised to integral P dx. Now we know P is K2 here. So e raised to integral K2 dt. So that will be K2t. So e raised to K2t is your integrating factor. Now what is the solution? Y into e raised to integral P dx, that is integrating factor. Y is CR, integrating factor is e raised to K2t. Integral Q is K1 CA0 e raised to minus K1T into integrating factor is e raised to K2T dt plus some constant which is to be evaluated. So this I can write as K2 minus K1 e raised to K2 minus K1 into T. So solve this integral. K1 CA0 is constant, e raised to K2 minus K1 into T. This is the function. So integration is e raised to k2 minus k1 into t into 1 upon derivative of this function, that is k2 minus k1 plus constant. We know at time t is equal to 0, no CR is there, that is CR is equal to CR0 is equal to 0. So CR is 0. So this becomes 0. So this left hand side becomes 0. K1 CA0 at t is equal to 0. So this is 0. So e raised to 0, that is 1. So K1 CA0 into 1 by K2 minus K1 plus constant. So constant is evaluated now, and the value of the constant will be minus K1 CA0 divided by K2 minus K1. Minus K1 CA0 divided by K2 minus K1. So in the solution I substitute now constant. So CR into e raised to K2t, K1 CA0 e raised to K2 minus K1 into t into 1 by K2 minus K1 and plus constant. So constant is minus K1 CA0 by K2 minus K1. Okay. Now this K1 CA0 we can take outside the bracket, and rest of the terms we can write. So here you are left with K1 CA0 is outside, e raised to K2 minus K1t divided by K2 minus K1. This we have taken outside, so we are left with 1 by K2 minus K1. So we have here e raised to K2t. This I am taking in the denominator on this side. So in the both the terms in the denominator, e raised to K2t, here e raised to K2t. So CR K1 CA0 e raised to K2t, e raised to K2t, this cancels out and we are left with only e raised to minus K1t divided by K2 minus K1. We have here 1 by e raised to K2t. So this I am transferring in the numerator, so it becomes e raised to minus K2t. And here we have minus sign. If I make this sign as plus sign, this K2 minus K1 becomes K1 minus K2. Okay. So you can keep it K2 minus K1 with the minus sign, there is no problem. Now at any time during the reaction, CA0 will be CA plus CR plus CS. So if we add at any point of time all these concentrations, the value will be equal to initial concentration. So you start with CA is equal to CA0, CR0 is 0 and CS0 is also 0. So we can write CS as CA0 minus CA minus CR. Okay. So if I want to write the expression for CS, I can write it as CA0. We know CA is equal to CA0 into e raised to minus K1t. CR is K1 CA0 e raised to minus K1t by K2 minus K1 plus e raised to minus K2t K1 minus K2. Okay, this is in the denominator. So in the numerator we have e raised to minus K1t, here K2 minus K1, e raised to minus K2t, K1 minus K2. If you maintain this minus sign, can be written as K2 minus K2. Okay. So what we do here, second term I am multiplying and dividing by K2 minus K1. Okay. Rest of the things minus K1 CA0 into this minus sign. So minus K1 CA0 into this value. Okay. So in the denominator you have K2 minus K1, K2 minus K1 and here K1 minus K2. Now solve this bracket. Minus K2 CA0 e raised to minus K, K1t minus K2 CA0 e raised to minus K1t minus minus plus plus K1 CA0 e raised to minus K1t divided by K2 minus K1, and other terms are same. So this second term and the third term value is same, signs are opposite, plus minus, so this cancels out. So you are left with CS is equal to CA0 into 1 minus this CA0 you can take outside, K2 into e raised to minus K1t by K2 minus K1. Okay, so this term, and the last term CA0 is taken out, so K1 e raised to minus K2t divided by K1 minus K2. So this term, so only CA0 we have taken outside. This I can write as 1 plus, if I make this sign plus, I can write K1 minus K2, and if I write this as plus sign, then I should write K2 minus K1. So this is both the forms are essentially same. Why we have written like this? Here we want to test for two extremes. If K2 is very high, that means K2 is much greater than K1. So what happens? This e raised to minus K2, this is having very high value, so this is negligible, tending to 0 you can say. So this will vanish, this term will go, becomes negligible, and you are left with 1 plus K2 into e raised to minus K1t, K1 minus K2. Now K2 is high as compared to this, so we can neglect K1 as compared to K2. So K2 will cancel out here, and 1 minus, so this minus sign will get from here. So CA0 into 1 minus e raised to minus K1t when K2 is much greater than K1. If K1 is much greater than K2, then CA0 into 1 minus e raised to minus K2t with the same logic, because if this is very high, this term goes, K1 is high, so K2 is very small, negligible as compared to K1. So we have K1 cancels out and minus sign. So depending on the values of K2 and K1, we can write two extreme conditions for very high value of K2 or very high value of K1. What will be the value of CS? As may be expected, the values of K1 and K2 also govern the location and maximum concentration of R. So maximum concentration of R we can write as CR max, and its location in terms of time, corresponding time will be T max. So this we can find by differentiating equation for CR and equating to 0. So we know this equation, CR is equal to, I am using this expression where we have K2 minus K1 in the denominator and minus sign here. So K1 CA0 e raised to K2 minus K1 by this minus 1 upon K2 minus K1. Okay, so this equation we are using. Now here we have K2 minus K1, K2 minus K1, K1, K2 are constant, so I am taking it outside this bracket. So K1 CA0 by K2 minus K1 is taken out, K2 minus K1 here in the denominator, and here again K2 cancels out, e raised to minus K1t and e raised to K2t in the denominator can be transferred to numerator as e raised to minus K2t. So CR is equal to this value, K1 CA0 by K2 minus K1 into bracket e raised to minus K1t minus e raised to minus K2t. Differential first derivative with respect to t is equal to 0, and that will happen at time t is equal to t max. So dCr by dt is equal to 0. dCr by dt, this is common, K1 CA0 by K2 minus K1. Derivative of this minus K1 into e raised to minus K1t minus minus plus k2 into e raised to minus k2t, and here when we write dcr by dt is equal to 0, we should write t is equal to t max. So e raised to k1t becomes e raised to this with minus sign minus k1t max minus k2t max. If I equate this to 0, simply this goes and what I get is this is minus sign. So we change the sides. K1 e raised to minus k1 into t max is equal to k2 into e raised to minus k2 into t max. This I can write as k2 by k1, k2 by k1, and this goes in the denominator on this side and can be written as e raised to into bracket k2 minus k1 into t max. This is nothing but just algebraic rearrangement. If I take log of both the sides, ln of k2 by k1 can be written as k2 minus k1 into t max simply. So t max is nothing but ln of k2 by k1 divided by k2 minus k1. We know the definition of log mean, that is k2 minus k1 by ln of k2 by k1. So this becomes 1 upon k log mean. Log mean is reciprocal of this, so this is 1 upon k log mean. So t max value we have got. Now if I substitute t is equal to t max in the expression for CR, I get CR max. Okay. So here CR by CA0, in this expression if I substitute CR is equal to CR max, so CR max by CA0 is equal to K1 by K2 minus K1 and e raised to minus K1 T max minus e raised to minus K2 T max. Same equation. CR max by CA0, K1 by K2 minus K1, e raised to minus K1 T is replaced as T max minus e raised to minus K2 T is replaced by T max. So this is the equation for CR max. Now for CR max, we know when this differentiated with respect to t and equated to 0, so we get this condition here. Okay, k1 into e raised to minus k1 t max is equal to k2 into e raised to minus k2 max. So this condition is to be satisfied. Okay, k2 I am transferring on this side. So I can write it as k1 by k2 e raised to minus k1 t max, and that is equal to e raised to minus k2 into t max. So this second term I will substitute as this CR max by CA0 k1 by k2 minus k1 into bracket e raised to minus k1 t max, and this term is replaced by k1 by k2 e raised to minus k1 into t max. So if you solve for this is same term. Okay, so we can take it out, e raised to minus k1 into t max, and this is 1 minus k1 by k2, 1 minus k1 by k2. So this is nothing but k2 minus k1 by k2, this term. So we have here 1 k2 minus k1 and k2 minus k1 in the numerator, that get cancelled, and CR max by CA0 simply becomes k1 by k2 into e raised to minus k1 into t max. So CR max by CA0 is equal to k1 by k2 e raised to minus k1 t max. Now T max I know, I will substitute the value of T max here. What is T max? ln of k2 by k1 divided by k2 minus k1. This I have substituted. Now what we will do? We will further simplify this. This minus k1 by k2 minus k1, this we can take outside. and write it as e raised to minus k1 by k2 minus k1 into ln of k2 by k1. So this can be further written as index to this. So e raised to ln of k2 by k1 raised to minus k1 by k2 minus k1. Okay. So we can say this is b ln of a will be equal to ln of a raised to b form. So this simply can be taken here. So e raised to ln of k2 by k1 and this k2 by k1 raised to minus k1 upon k2 minus k1. So we have e raised to ln of a raised to x form. So exponential and logarithm, that you can say cancels out, or simply you get a raised to x. So what is a raised to x here? K2 by k1 raised to minus k1 by k2 minus k1. So k1 by k2 and multiplied by k2 by k1 raised to minus k1 by k2 minus k1. Okay. If I multiply this by minus sign, I can write this as k1 by k2. So k1 by k2 into k1 by k2 raised to k1 by k2 minus 1. So with this minus sign, I am making this plus and I can invert this. So k1 by k2 same term, and I can add these two indices, k1 by k2 minus k1 plus 1. So if you solve this, k1 will cancel out and we get finally k2 by k2 minus k1. So this simple expression we get for CR max by CA0, or you can say CR max is equal to CA0 into k1 by k2 raised to k2 by k2 minus k1. That means if you know the values of k1, k2, you can find out the value of CR max knowing CA0. And once you know the value of CR max, you can always find out the corresponding value of T max. And you know what is T max? T max is ln of k2 by k1 by k2 minus k1. So knowing k1, k2, you can find out T max directly also. And if you make a plot from the plot also. So we'll see this plot. Now what this plot shows? This is general characteristics of the reaction A gives R gives S. CA0 is first order exponential decay. So CA0 drops, this goes asymptotic. So this will be 0 at some very high value of time, or we say time tending to infinity. Then these equation numbers are from the book. This equation is for CA, this is equation for CS, this is equation for CR, all we have derived. So you can take the values of K1, K2 and plot this. Then you can check for K1 much greater than K2, K2 much greater than K1, what happens. So this plot you can plot in Excel and change the values of K1 and K2 and see how the curves, the nature of the curves or the profiles changes. So CA is exponential decay. CR will rise slowly as the reaction proceeds. It will reach some maximum value, CR max. That corresponding value is T max. And then it will slowly decrease. This concentration will slowly decrease. And CS will rise continuously. Okay. This plot shows that one can evaluate K1 and K2 by noting the maximum concentration of the intermediate and the time at which it is reached. So you have this CR max value and corresponding value of T max. So from the plot you get this T max value and CR max value. CA0 is known, and you can evaluate K1 and K2 also if some data is given to you. And if K1, K2 is known, or you take some arbitrary values and check what kind of profiles you get. So roughly this kind of nature you will get. Exponential decay for CA, CR will rise, reach maxima, then it will start decreasing, and CS will increase continuously. And at any section, any point here that we have seen for the parallel reactions also, the CA plus CR plus CS is always equal to CA0. So whatever R, stoichiometry is 1:1:1. So whatever R or S is formed, it is formed because of consumption of A. So A converted to R, R converted to S. Now we will see reversible reaction. So far we have seen all irreversible reactions. So actually almost all the reactions are reversible in nature. It depends on its equilibrium constant. Extent depends on equilibrium constant. For irreversible reactions, so far we have considered to be essentially irreversible because we have considered, or for irreversible reaction, this Kc will be very high. That means Kc is nothing but the ratio of K1 K2, K1 by K2. So K1 is very high and this is very low. So almost you can say it is approximately Ka giving you R only with the rate constant K1 because K1 is very high. Essentially R is formed. But it will not be so always. Depending upon this, these values may be comparable. K1 not very high as compared to K2, or Kc is not very high. In that case, we have to go with the analysis considering both forward and reverse rate constants. So in the model, rate of disappearance of A minus dCA by dt is equal to K1Ca disappeared by forward reaction K1Ca, and Ca is formed by this reaction, so minus K2Cr. Okay, disappearing, this Ca is forming. We are writing disappearance. Okay, so disappearance with the plus sign and formation on this side is minus sign. K1Ca minus K2Cr. Now 1 mole is giving you 1 mole. So Ca0Xa will be equal to Cr0Xr. Cr is Cr0 plus Cr0Xr. We know Cr0Xr is Ca0 into Xa. Cr0, we define this ratio of the initial concentration M, Cr0 by Ca0. So Cr0 can be written as M into Ca0. So I can take Ca0 common and Cr is simply Ca0 into M plus Xa. Minus dCA by dt is nothing but Ca0 dXA by dt. K1Ca, Ca is Ca0 into 1 minus Xa. K2Cr, Cr is Ca0 into M plus Xa. So we have Ca0 here, Ca0 here, Ca0 here. So that will cancel out and you are left with dXA by dt. Simply this equation is equal to, if I take K1 outside, okay, I have to divide by 1 K1 here. So K1 into 1 minus Xa minus K2 by K1 into M plus Xa. So at equilibrium, there will be no net formation. So this is equal to 0. And at equilibrium, Xa is Xae. So if I equate this to 0, I can write as K1 into 1 minus Xae is equal to K2 into M plus Xae. So at equilibrium, this condition will be satisfied. And we are writing Xae as equilibrium conversion. So Kc is equal to K1 by K2, and K1 by K2 can be written as now M plus Xae divided by 1 minus Xae. Okay. So our equation for dxa by dt, K1 into 1 minus Xa. Then what we have, K2 by K1, K2 by K1, this is K1 by K2. So K2 by K1 is 1 minus Xae by 1 plus Xae. So 1 minus Xae divided by 1 M plus Xae into M plus Xa. So we can solve this. M plus Xa in the denominator, 1 minus Xa into M plus Xae minus 1 minus XAE into bracket multiplied by M plus XA in the bracket. Solve these brackets. So what you get? M plus XAE, if I multiply by this, minus XAM minus XAE. Here M plus XA, and with minus sign it becomes minus XM minus XA. Then minus XAEM and minus XAXAE. With this minus sign both becomes plus. So XAEM, XAXAE. Now plus M minus M plus XAXAE minus XAXAE cancels out. And you are left with only 4 terms. XAE minus XAM minus XA plus XAE into M. Okay. So from this term and this term, you can take XAE common. So XAE into M plus 1. If you consider these two terms, XA you can take out, minus XA, and you are left with M plus 1. Okay. And this can be written as M plus 1 into XAE minus XA. M plus 1 into XAE minus XA. In the denominator we have M plus XAE, and outside this bracket this K1 we have. Okay. Now we have to solve this. K1 dt, M plus 1, M plus XAE. So M plus 1 is constant, M plus XAE is also constant for given values of K1, K2. Now this transfer on this side, XAE minus XA. So our integral 0 to XA dxa by XAE minus XA, this is equal to K1 into M plus 1 by M plus XAE, integral 0 to t is t. So right hand side is simply this value. If we integrate this, this becomes minus ln of XAE minus XA between the limit 0 to XA. So minus with upper limit XA, it is ln XAE minus XA. Minus XA is 0, so minus ln of XAE. This minus sign is outside the bracket. So this I am retaining outside the bracket. Ln of XAE minus XA, this is minus sign, so this XAE I can write in the denominator. So minus ln of, this can be written as XAE by XA is 1 minus XA by XAE. So our integrated form of rate expression for first order reversible case becomes minus ln of 1 minus XA by XAE, that is equal to K1 into M plus 1 by M plus XAE into T. This I can write in terms of concentrations by using the relationships. Now CA at equilibrium is nothing but CA0 into 1 minus XAE, because CA is CA0 into 1 minus XA. So CAE is CA0 into 1 minus XAE. This is CA0 minus CA0 XAE. So CA0 XAE becomes CA0 minus CAE from this relationship. Now CA minus CAE, if I want to write, what is CA? CA is CA0 into 1 minus XA. That means CA0 minus CA0 XA. Similarly, CAE is CA0 minus CA0 XAE. So minus CAE is minus CA0 plus CA0 XAE. Minus CA0 plus CA0 XAE. So this CA0 will cancel out. CA0 taken outside, this is plus sign, this is minus sign. So into bracket we get XAE minus XA. Okay. XAE minus XA is in the numerator. XAE minus XA. So this XAE minus XA can be written as CA0 minus CAE by CA0. So CA0, you can see XAE minus XA is CA minus CAE by CA0. So CA minus CAE by CA0. What is in the denominator? Simply XAE. Okay. So XAE is CA0 minus CAE by CA0. CA0 minus CAE by CA0. So this CA0 will cancel out and we get minus ln of CA minus CAE divided by CA0 minus CAE, that is equal to minus ln of 1 minus XA by XAE, and that is equal to K1 into m plus 1 divided by m plus XAE into T. So this is y is equal to mx form. X is t is plotted on x axis. On y axis either this term or this term. So this or this you can plot. And y is equal to mx plus c is 0. That means y is equal to mx passing through origin. So you will plot your points for different values of t. You will get XAE is constant, m is constant. For different values of XA, you evaluate these terms, and what you get is slope m, and m is this complete value K1 into m plus 1 divided by m plus XAE. So once you know the value of slope, m is known, XAE is known, you can easily calculate K1 and you can write the rate law. So if rate law is to be written, it is written in the form K1CA minus K2CR. So you have evaluated K1, okay, and you have relationship between K1 and K2, okay. So once K1 is known, anyway m is known, XA is known, you can find out K2 also, and you can write your expression rate law minus RA is equal to K1CA minus K2CR. When you substitute the numerical values of K1 and K2, that becomes your rate law. So we'll see the problems also based on this. So today we will stop here, and tomorrow or in our next lecture we'll continue with second order reversible reactions.